Thank you, Jordan, and thank you for your hard work at the Erie County Harbor Corporation and all that you've done for all the citizens right here in this region. When Jordan said that this is all because of one person, I thought they were going to say that it was Congressman Brian Higgins. I knew him when he was in the Assembly, but I have to tell you, I've gotten to know him a lot better over the last 5 or 6 years as he's come to Congress. And Congressman Higgins is a dreamer. Now, there are two kinds of dreamers. There are California dreamers, and then there are New York dreamers. And Congressman Higgins is a New York dreamer, so he doesn't just have a vision. He imparts to you all the different ways that it could actually happen. And way back in the summer, about 5 months ago, he and I had a conversation about, let's say we're having a press conference to announce that we're revitalizing the waterfront. What would have happened to make that press conference occur? And working jointly with him and also with Richie Kessel at NYPA, we were able to make this project happen today. And so I won't even dare to try to mention all the other people who are here today, but I want to thank Mike Townsend and Elise and Paul from the Power Authority, because really the Power Authority has had a tremendous effect on this region in a short period of time, and this is really how we're making a lot of this happen. So thank you all of you who I've known for a number of years. Mayor Mazziello and Senator Stokowski served with me from the time that I came to Albany, and it's great to see them, and it's great to see all of you. So thank you, Mayor Brown, and everybody who came this morning. And the reason we're all here is that the waterfront has really been intrinsic to the fabric of not just Buffalo, but to our entire state. As a hub of domestic and international trade, it really has been the cog for economic development, not only in this state, but in this entire country for a century. But after, in the latter part of the 20th century, in the latter part of the last century, when the manufacturing-based economy started to dwindle, certainly Buffalo and this region, really the economy went south after that. And so the waterfront really became emblematic of the economic decline and Buffalo's tough times, losing its luster as once the crown jewel of New York State's ports and economic development system. Thanks to all of these hardworking citizens, people who are civic leaders, people who are business leaders, and people in government, today is the day that that decline ends and we're going to start to move forward. A decade from now, people will live back and they will never see the harbor as any notion or symbol of decline, but rather as the icon of the resurgence of the city and this entire region. Now, I really hope that those of you in the media who are covering this event, I hope these microphones are working, I hope the film in your still photography is working, and I hope the video in your cameras is working. Because the media and the public put up with a lot of things from those of us in public service. But when you raise hopes that you can't fulfill, and you make promises that you don't keep, particularly in an area of economic decline, you not only hurt the economy, but you hurt the spirit, the pride, and the very belief in a neighborhood and in a community that things can actually get done. And so I want this to be crystal clear that we are revitalizing this harbor, and we're going to do it in the next few years. And I am not going to dare get up here and make that promise or raise any hopes and it not happen. So let's just get that straight before we move forward. I want to thank the New York Power Authority again, because it will be an investment of $105 million to make this happen. And not only speaking for myself, but speaking for all the people of Western New York, we want to thank the Power Authority for all of the changes that you see going on here, from the expansion of Geico, from Tonawanda to Amherst, from bringing Yahoo into the region, to just on November 23rd, to about 3 weeks ago, I was here at Global Specialty Metals in the county of Niagara, so that we would be able to create a relationship between them and a solar cells company from Dutchess County, with which they can now make silicon and expand their manufacturing potential. All of this is due to NYPA. So as we unlock the key of this historic waterfront, we are really going to have jobs, economic development, and urban revitalization right around the corner for Buffalo. In the next 6 months, we are going to build a park around the Buffalo River, and there we will have a boathouse, we will have kayaking and canoeing potential in that area, we will have picnic tables, and also we will build boardwalks. Then we will finish the parkway around the Inner Harbor. And in finishing the parkway around the Inner Harbor, we will adorn it with an entirely new decorative lighting system. We'll have pedestrian and bicycle paths along the parkway, and we will have fishing stations, and we'll build boardwalks in that region as well. Then we'll move forward to build real estate and commercial mixed-use development on the canal side of the harbor, and therein we will have a public mall, we will have public markets, we will have boat access, and we will have family programming, such as a proposed children's museum and other entertainment centers. When we put all this together, we will really be changing the whole culture of the area, making it appealing not only to people who live in the local area, but attracting tourists around the world, as it did years ago. And that will be the opportunity to bring thousands of jobs into the area, pumping millions of dollars into the city and region economy, and helping to reverse the revenue gap that we feel right here in New York State. But more importantly than that, it will reignite the spirit of a once vitalized community that was tarnished with decline, that will rise again and will give to this entire region the belief that things can happen, that ideas can become reality, and that proposals can become the economic development for our next generation. And I'll tell you, when I grew up in Long Island, I used to watch them on TV drop the ball in Times Square, and I always wanted to go to Times Square. When I grew up and I lived in New York City, Times Square became the most dilapidated, decrepit, declined area. If any of you in the mid-'80s ever went to Times Square, they cleaned it up one night of the year just to drop the ball and make it look like everything was fine. It was a sleazy, wretched area, believe me. And thanks to the intervention in New York City of Mayors Giuliani, Dinkins, and Bloomberg, when you go to Times Square now, it is again really the hallmark of the great metropolis that it represents. Now it's Buffalo's time to shine. Now it's time to return that same spirit and economic development to Western New York. And so I want to thank all of these people who combined worked so hard over really a number of years, but we are going to bring this project home. We are going to build the park around the river in the next 36 months, and we will be on time. We will pray that the Lord gives us the resources to complete the project on time, but we're going to work like we know that it's going to be done and done soon, so that we can reignite the engine of the Western New York's economy. Thank you very much.